1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't count that high. I'm talking about the hurdles. There's a lot of hurdles here on this track where people run and jump and leap and, well, we're not talking about today the hurdles on a track, and yet we are talking about that. This very track, the one I'm standing on, my daughter ran on in high school. She came from being paralyzed and not even being able to roll over in bed, and the doctors telling me that she wouldn't live, to running every day on this track. It just happened overnight. She started running and then just never stopped. But it took a little bit of practice and training to be able to run this race. I remember her coach coming to our house and placing her feet on paper and tracing around it to get the perfect size shoe. And then he would have her start on the blocks and practice over and over again. And there was one day that these hurdles were placed all along the track. And they were the high hurdles. And she fell and broke both arms. You know, the race in life is just like that. We run and we run and we practice and we perform, and we might win medals. My daughter had a whole bunch of medals and trophies and awards from track days long ago. But I'm not sure where they are now. The scripture this week talks about in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24 through 27. Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like a man runs aimlessly. I do not fight like a man beating the air. No, I beat my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize. This race in life, this race on this track, all the hurdles that we jump and the hoops we jump and the things we have to do, the prize that we get here on earth is just that. Those things don't last. But the things that this scripture is talking about will last forever. We run the race in which we will win. We don't go into it half-heartedly. I mean, if you were to weigh 300 pounds and try to run on this track, you could do it. I mean, I'm a hefty girl. I can run on this track, but I can't run very far. It takes training. It takes practice. And it takes a heart that wants to run. The word says that not everyone will win. That's painful if you're an athlete, because you practice so that you will win. But I think what it's saying is, not everyone gets it. Not everyone understands that the race here on earth is just a practice for our race toward eternity. My daughter, an athlete in high school, she finished well. She graduated from high school. She has a wonderful family, 3 kids. The girl that in 2nd grade they said wouldn't live, now she is 28 and has 3 great kids. But she's had a few hurdles to drop or jump or go over, go around in her life since she became an adult. She's jumped hurdles like liver disease, Crohn's, most recently, heart. Her daughter, Lexi, she's a champ too. She's also been one of the hurdles in life that we've had to jump. Lexi has an illness and will have it for the rest of her life, but because of the running the race with heart, we know that this race on earth is just temporary. And the race toward eternity is forever. If you're like me, there's been some hurdles that you just couldn't make across. I mean, look, you think I could make it across this one? But there's a reason why we give up. Because there's no one else on the cheering team trying to cheer us on. This week we're talking about gratitude and how we are grateful for all the hurdles in our life, because when the hurdles happen, we've got others cheering us on the sides, ready to go the extra mile. Just in our little church, there are several people that have been there their entire lives. They've seen pastors come and go, they've seen people come and go, and yet they've been faithful for the race. In our community, there have been tons of people that have made businesses there their own. And they didn't quit. They are finishing the race. You see, God's intention for us is to run it to win. To be grateful for the hurdles in our life, those things that have caused us to be who we are, that have caused us to develop our faith, are the things that are important. It won't be the trophies on the shelf or the medals in the box. It will be the foreverness of those journeys of faith that we've traveled with and been grateful. Myself, I've never been a runner, maybe a little bit whenever I was younger. I ran a couple of races. I didn't run with heart. I ran halfway. I mean, I ran the whole race, but I ran with halfway with a heart. You don't have to be an athlete to run the race for God. You just have to be willing to show up and be willing to do what God asks of you.